Here's a sneak peek of what your Echo can do that we're going to discuss in this very episode.
Okay, I'll remind you at home. And to help you set reminders like these, can I remember your name?
Yes. Well, hello. As you could hear from our prelude today, we're going to be delving into something that we've covered past episodes. We're delving into our archives and pulling out an oldie but a goodie that was very, very popular, dealing with location-based reminders all the way back in episode 44. So pulling this goodie out of the trunk here to share with y'all. So let's go right to episode 44, location-based reminders. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. All right, welcome back. So today's episode, as we mentioned, is going to be dealing with location-based reminders. But if you're new to our podcast, let me just briefly introduce myself. I'm David Ward, an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill here in Southwest Virginia. It's good to have you with us here today. Now, what are location reminders? So you might want to have an idea. Well, in times past, we've talked about just generic reminders, and reminders are kind of like alarms, but they have labels associated with them. So you could set a reminder for, say, 9 a.m. today and call it doctor's appointment at 9 a.m. It'll go ding, ding, doctor's appointment, ding, ding, doctor's appointment. And it'll do that at least 2 or 3 times, telling you. And if you have the app installed on your tablet or smartphone, it'll ding on you there too. Okay, so that's a basic reminder. We're familiar with that from season 1. And if you need to, you can look back at season 1 to get an idea how those reminders work. You can even create repeating reminders, so they repeat every day or certain, like Thursday afternoon, I have a repeating reminder. It reminds me to turn in a report to my boss every week. So you can do that. So what is a location reminder or a geofenced reminder? So what that allows you to do is to base a reminder on where you're at. So obviously that is connected to a smartphone device or a device similar to that has a GPS and the Alexa app installed on it. And I said her name right now, so if I triggered yours at home, I apologize. So anyway, and you could basically say, when I get home, remind me to take the frozen chicken out of the freezer. Or when I get to work, remind me to yada, yada, yada. All right, so before we get too far into that and I start saying her name again, it'd be good to press the microphone button on your Amazon Echo, and that will shut her ears off. So when I say her name here in the studio with the demonstrations, we're not triggering your Amazon Echo at home. So it has a little silhouetted microphone on it with a slash through it. If you press that, it should turn the ring on the top red and make a thump sound. And that means her ears are off, okay? And if you have one with a screen like the Echo Show and the screen's facing you, when you press that button, it'll turn a red bar at the bottom, and that button is along the top rim of the unit on the far left side, I believe. And that should do the same thing. So I'll just give you a moment to do that. Okay. All right, so let's press on location-based reminders. So, as I mentioned, you having a smartphone will give you the capacity to do this in particular. And, I had a little note here. They're in the process of talking about releasing what's called the Echo Auto, which is an Amazon Echo you can put in your car. So it might even be connected to this at some point, which would be kind of cool based on where your car is at. Is it at home or at work? It might trigger reminders. Might even give you the reminder when you're in your car. That'd be kind of cool, like you're leaving work and it goes ding, ding, remember, stop at grocery store or something like that. So that's not a foregone conclusion. Siri on the iPhone can do that, location-based triggers and reminders. All right, so first off, how do you set this up? Well, you go into your Amazon Alexa app on your smartphone, and you're going to go into Settings, go to Settings, and then you're going to look for, under Settings, what's called Your Locations. That's the phrasing of the button. You'll say Your Locations. You'll tap on that, and then you're going to go to a button that says Add Location, the Add Location button. And from there, you can curate and set a home location and a work location. I'm not too sure if you're able to do too many more locations, but you could at least do those two. And then once you put those addresses in and save it, you're good to go. Okay, so let's give it a try here with my Echo. I've already added in my work location and my home location. So I'll say, Alexa, remind me when I get home to feed the dog.
I'm not sure who's speaking. What's your name?
David.
Okay, I'll remind you at home. And to help you set reminders like these, can I remember your name?
Yes.
Let's just make sure we have the right name for your voice. I'll list people from this account. When you hear your name, just let me know with a yes. Is this John?
No.
Is this David?
Yes.
It's nice to meet you, David. You're all set. To learn more, go to the homepage of your Alexa app.
Okay. So it had that added layer in there where it wanted to confirm my identity, which may be useful, especially if you're a husband and wife or whatever and you're both at home. You know, that way it can distinguish whose work we're talking about, because you probably both go to different workplaces, although you're at the same home. So it can make that distinction. It has asked me that in the past, but I think it's coming back and it must have clarified the way it works or updated the way it works. So it double checked with me. So, hey, that's kind of cool. All right. So you could do that. For the reminder, feed my dog when I get home. We could also give it another one. Look at this. I think you can even search for it. Alexa, search my reminders for dog.
You have one reminder. Feed the dog at home.
Ah, see, there we go. So you can even query a reminder that you've set up. Alexa, remind me when I get to work to eat lunch.
Okay, I'll remind you at work.
Okay, so that gives you a little idea of some of the things that you can do with it. It's pretty tricky. Now, I do find the way the settings are set up a little hokey in a way. I would imagine they're going to unify some of this stuff, because right now the traffic section between work and home is separate from the location section. I imagine they're going to unify some of this so it's a little easier in the future. But we're going to be talking, I think, about traffic here in a future episode. All right, well, till next time, we're going to be in our next episode talking about checking email with your Amazon Echo. This is a relatively new feature, so checking email will be in our next episode. Until then, it's time to do what we've talked about many times before. Turn that microphone back on your Amazon Echo. Start practicing some of the many things that you've learned during these episodes. I'm David Ward for the New Vision program at Goodwill, signing off, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Phew! Thanks for listening.